Merry Christmas. This is Father Mark over at Christ the Redeemer Catholic Church in Thibodaux. I want to welcome you to a conversation, to a series entitled Choose to Live. And it's our gift to you, hoping that 2019 is the best year of your life. And if 2019 is going to be better than all the other years, then that means it's got to be different. And for that to happen for some of us, that means we have to live in a different way. And that's what these conversations are going to focus on, how to live. How is it that you and I can find God in the midst of our ordinary life? And how is it that we might respond living with intentionality so that this year is the best year of your life? And if that's where you are, if that's what you're hungry for, welcome to the conversation. But welcome to December 26th. And for many of us, we wake up today as we look at today, and things may be a little messy. Perhaps the kitchen is still a little messy with dishes in the sink from yesterday, or maybe there's still wrapping paper from the presents on the living room floor, or maybe you have guests who are with you and they're just bringing, well, whatever it is that guests bring with them whenever they're with you for the holidays. But if your house is messy, if your home is messy on this December 26th, then perhaps the best place for us to start about a conversation about choosing to live, and this week, choosing to live differently, is just to start with the fact that life is messy. If your life is messy, hey, Merry Christmas to you, because my life is messy, and a lot of us are doing the best we can to find God in the midst of the mess. You know, as you look back on the holidays, perhaps as you even look at the last 48 hours, Christmas Eve and Christmas, maybe you were reminded with just how messy your family can be. Maybe there are people in our life who we love dearly, and they're just going through a tough time. Maybe they're kind of struggling with their own messy circumstances and habits and struggles, or maybe there was just a part of all the beauty and joy over the last 48 hours that was a little messy or tense, or maybe it just didn't meet your expectations. But for a lot of us, as we look just at our families and our relationships with those that we love the most, maybe you can discover a little messy inside those families. For others of us, perhaps we're waking up today on December 26th, and the beauty, the joy, and let's just call it the distraction of the 24th and the 25th is now gone. For some of us this year, our lives were messy going into Christmas. And as we kind of forgot about things on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, now that we wake up after Christmas and everything's kind of over, we're kind of right back looking at the circumstances of our life that might be a little messy. I guess what I want to say to you today is, if your life is messy either because it was before Christmas or it got messy during Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. At Christ Redeemer this past Christmas, our Christmas message was not just Merry Christmas, but Messy Christmas. In other words, we celebrated the good news of how is it that Jesus Christ came to be born among us, and why did he come to be born among us. And we painted a picture at Christ Redeemer just on yesterday in our Christmas message that of all places that God could have revealed himself and been born among man, he chose to do it on the outskirts of Bethlehem, not in a hospital or a pristine home. There was no doctor, no nurse. There was no help there. Jesus Christ was born in a pretty messy situation in a cave on the outskirts of Bethlehem where the animals were. And after he was born, he was placed in a manger, which is a feeding trough. God, of all places that he could have been born, he intentionally chose to be born in a messy place, be placed in a messy place, so that he can remind us that he has come for messy people. That child that was born at Christmas, his name is Jesus, and the scriptures tell us, the Bible says that there was a prophecy that his name would be Emmanuel, which means God is with us. That means God is with us not only when things are great and things are easy, but that means God is with us when they're tough and maybe even messy. And if you want to find God with you in this 2019, in other words, if you want this year to be better than any other year you've ever had, then that's not going to be with the annihilation of messy. That's going to probably happen with the Lord being with you in the messy. Hey, here's the thing. I can promise you this. If 2019 is going to be the best year of your life, it's not going to be a perfect one. At some point, life is going to be, well, life, and things are going to happen, and things are going to get messy. But what will make it a beautiful year for us is if we can find God with us, right, in the mess. Hey, Merry Christmas. That's the message that we have for you today. That if we are going to choose to live, we have to choose to live different. And for some of us, that means not hiding in our mess, but giving the Lord permission to be with us in our mess. Okay, so here's the one thing that you might do today. The one thing that you might do today is just admit where your life is messy. Instead of running or hiding or pretending, just admit that this area or this situation in your life is messy. Then give the Lord permission to be with you in the mess. Ask Him to speak to you there, or to speak to you about what's going on, so that you can realize that He is with you and that you're not alone. Hey, come on back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to talk about what's next, right? We're all asking that question, what's next? Now what? Now that Christmas is come and gone, now what? What's the next step for us? We're going to answer that question for you tomorrow. And until we have that conversation tomorrow, may God bless you.